tuning in today. We're going to be talking about student-teacher relationships. I'm going to give you the benefits of those and one activity you can start tomorrow. Okay, so some benefits of having great positive relationships with your students is that, number one, you're modeling to kids how to actually have a really good relationship with another human being, with another person. They may or may not have these at home. If they do have great relationships with people at their own home, it's another great relationship that they get to have at school in another context, which is also a positive in their life. If they don't have great relationships at their home, now they actually have someone they can rely on, and they will then see what does it look like to interact with somebody on a positive level and what that means. The second benefit of having a great relationship with your students is that you can really then tailor your instruction and your activities based on what you know about them. And that can come in many forms. If you know some kids are really into baseball and they hate math or what it might be, you could do stats with baseball and things like that just to really get them motivated, engaged in your lesson, where otherwise they may not. The third benefit of having a great relationship with your students is the positive implications in the classroom, academically and socially, when you have a teacher that you feel connected to and that respects you. And if you can do the same thing with your students, respect them and hear them and understand them, they're going to feel the same way with you and they'll be able to learn from you. One really easy way to start your student-teacher relationships is just meet your students at the door every single morning. Before you can meet them, you may want to send out an email to your principal and to other staff members and to parents saying, hey, between the times of 8:30 and 9 o'clock, I'll be meeting students at the door. If it's the beginning of the year, you're going to want to know obviously what their name is, but maybe a little bit of their background, who their brothers and sisters are, some of the activities or sports they're involved with, so you can just have a little bit of connect with them right from the get-go. And that means a lot. They're going to be like, hey, she actually or he actually knows a little bit about me. That's pretty cool. And they might just, their eyes might open up a little bit when they first meet you. If it's January, February, hopefully you've been getting to know your students throughout this whole time, and now you really can use that information to greet them. When you meet your students at the doors, be completely sincere in your conversation and give them eye contact. Smile at them and let them know that you're listening, that you care about them. Good morning, Joy. Nice to see you today. I'm so happy you're here. Every day you could just say something sweet like that and make sure to look them in the eyes when you do that. Another thing that you can do to meet them at the door is you can ask questions. How their practice was last night. Or how did that reading go last night that you're working on? I know you were kind of wondering about this in the book. How did that go for you last night? You might ask them questions about their family. Any other questions that you could probably think of, as long as it relates to them and you're sincere and you're really giving them just a little bit of your time in the morning, is going to mean a lot. Another thing you can do when you meet and greet your students at the door is that you can do something kind of silly. For example, you could have like a silly handshake that you do with your kid. Maybe just give them a high five or an elbow bump or a fist pump or something. And some kids may even want a hug, which is always great when you have, especially with the little ones, that give them a little hug when they walk in the door. Another funny thing that you could do is maybe you have jokes that you guys tell each other back and forth. But maybe you guys are doing a theme on the forest or different ecosystems, and you decide to dress up as a bird. And you come in your costume and you meet them at the door. Not only does it show them that you're funny and that you want to make learning fun, but you're totally engaging them and getting a smile on their face as soon as they walk into the classroom. Another funny thing that you might want to consider doing is having a little dance in the morning. So we know at my school we used to play lots of music, and so kids would just kind of walk into the music. Some kids would actually have like dance moves that they would do, and so did the teachers. And so you can either mirror each other or dance together, as long as everyone feels comfortable with what you're doing. You're obviously going to have your more introverted students that are just going to walk by you, but make sure to give them some eye contact and then go back to a statement of like, hey Johnny, glad to see you here today. I know you're down to the dance move, so come on in. Whatever you might want to say to that kid, but make sure that they feel welcome. Okay, so you may be wondering, why do I need to meet students at the door? Well, my thinking was always this, that I know that my day is really, really, really busy, and that I can walk away at the end of the day knowing that at least I gave them a little snippet of just one-on-one time right away at the beginning of the day. I think that a lot of schools have obviously needing to be focused on academics and putting a lot more minutes into reading, writing, and math that we naturally as teachers got lost in all of this about what we know is right, and we know what is best for kids is relationships with them. They can learn so much better from us when they know we care about them. And so naturally we've just kind of lost some of those minutes with our kids since those demands have been put on us. But I guarantee you that if you take some time, especially at the beginning of the day, connect with kids, you're probably going to have less issues throughout the day with them really, really needing to talk to you or to solve some problems, because you might do it right away at the beginning of the day.